Oh my god, hey chickadees, what's tea? So, sorry, this is like really awkward because like I'm like forced to like stand back because like there's like furniture right here. So I'm gonna have to like, I don't know, but I don't want to sit down to make this video just because like I have like a lot on my mind that I have to talk about. But I don't really think like this video is probably gonna be like private like quickly, so you guys need to watch it. But this like whole video is just me about like complaining about my boyfriend, my man's. So if you don't want to hear that, I totally understand, just click off. But I want to like document this just for like my own sake, just so I have it like documented. Okay, so last night we got into like a really bad like argument. Like this keeps happening on Fridays, and he swears that like it only happened like last Friday, but it's been happening literally every Friday because like I remember. So, and he has selective memory. Like he likes to select and choose what he wants to remember, so then that way he can go back and use it against me in an argument. So that's gonna be kind of like foreshadowing of what happens. So I'm house sitting, right? Friday and Tuesday were really stressful days because those were the days where I had to go and work, and then I had to get off work, come here, pick him up, and go straight to her place. And by doing so, the dogs would be there by themselves for 9 hours, okay? So they're home alone for 9 hours. If we immediately leave. Well, he got off work at 4:30. He comes home, I don't know what he's doing, but he's like, okay, well, I have to work tomorrow, so Saturday, and he's like, I need to go pick up my stilts from my brothers before the job that I have to do. I'm like, okay. And he's like, and then I have to get gas. You see my eye twitch? So you got off at 4:30. I get home at 5:30. You had an hour, 1 hour, to get gas and to get your stilts. That is what a considerate, respectful person would do. They would stop and pause, and they would think, I have to do this and this. Nick is probably stressed out already because he told me Tuesday and Friday were going to be stressful, and the dog's probably been home alone for a while. So maybe I should do this before, so that way when he gets home, we can leave. No, bitch. No. So we have to go over there. We get to the cousin's trailer. The van that his stilts are in is locked, so he can't get them. So then we drive around the neighborhood and go to a different cousin's house, and this is where his best friend lives. So he gets out and he's like, okay, I'm gonna ask them if I can borrow stilts. So he comes back like 10 minutes later, and he's like, yes, they can loan me their stilts. And then he's like, I'm gonna go inside and like talk with them for like 10 minutes. Do you want to come with me? I was like, no, it's fine, like I'll stay here. 20 minutes pass. You guys know me, I'm very like respect my time. Like that is like a very big thing for me, is like respecting my time. Like if you say you're gonna be 10 minutes, you better be 10 minutes. If you're like 15 minutes, okay, but 20 minutes, like seriously, bitch, that's like double the amount of time. So he comes back and he's like, hey, beer foiling off of his breath. I don't even know what a nice, cool word to say, but I get a nice whiff of beer breath. And I'm just like I literally do that. Like that's my first initial reaction, is I'm just like, because I'm already pissed that we've spent an hour now. It's 6:30 at this point. So I'm home at 5:30. We have spent an hour now for him trying to get stilts and him running around in circles, and he comes back with beer breath. And I do that, he loses his shit. He completely goes silent. He gets so pissed off because he's like, are you kidding me? Like, why are you reacting like that? It's just one beer, blah, 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 blah. Oh, you're worried about the stupid dogs. Oh, it's always the dogs. It's always the dogs. I'm just like, oh my God. It's really not that deep. I'm pretty sure anyone in my shoes would react that way. When you are trying to stick to a schedule, you gotta be somewhere, and someone's just off lollygagging and they come back and they're fucking drunk. Well, they're not drunk, but they're tipsy. Like, they had a drink. They drank a beer. And need to remind you, we still have to get gas. So then we go get gas. He's not talking to me at all. We get to my sister's. Still no talking the entire ride there. He goes straight to her, to like where I have like the bed set up. Still no talking. So I'm having to do all this stuff by myself, get the mail, take the dogs out, feed them, all this, you know, this whole time where he's like gonna be like, oh, I'll help you, I'll help. Never once has he helped me during this whole thing. So I finally like go next to him. I'm like laying next to him and I'm just trying to like, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? Like, can you just tell me like what's wrong? Like, it's really not that big of a deal. Like, it really is not that big of a deal. Like, you are reacting ridiculous just because I was like, because you had a beer. Like, I didn't say anything. I didn't say like, oh, you're an alcoholic. I didn't say, oh, you know, you're being so inconsiderate in my time. I said zilch, bitch. I said nothing. I didn't say anything offensive. All I did was just go, oh. And I like laughed a little bit because I was just shocked. That's my entire reaction, was just shocked. So he starts talking and he's just like, I'm tired of this. Every single weekend we're fighting. You know, I'm so sick and tired of fighting on the fucking weekend. Like, this is just not what I want. All it was one beer. I don't know why you're reacting like that. That's how you reacted this last week when I tried to go and hang with my friends. And now you say that if I want to do something to just do it. And so that's why I just had a beer and I just did it. And that's how you're going to react. And I'm just like, okay. Yeah, if you just go and do stuff. You can just go and do stuff, but you can't control how I react. I can't control how I react. That's life. This isn't like a movie. This isn't a TV show. Like, this is not scripted shit. I cannot control how I react to a situation. So yes, you have free reign and free will to do whatever you want, but in the same respect, I would like the free will and free reign to be able to react to how I want. Do you want me to like be sitting there and be, like cheering you on, like, yes, babe, you had a beer, oh my gosh, like, let's go pick you up some more beers for you to drink on the way there? Like, is that how you want me to react? So then he's like, you know, and I hate it when you're just controlling me at this point, like, that's all you do. This is the very first time he's ever said this, because a few days ago, he was like, I like brought up that like, oh, like, I hope I'm not controlling. And ever since I brought that up, like, now he's like thinking like, oh, I'm controlling. So I'm like, okay, now I get what's going on. Anything I say is being written down and taken so seriously, so that anytime that there is some sort of disagreement or argument, or he gets triggered, he has something to go like, oh, well, you said this, and here you go, you're being a hypocrite, you're gaslighting me, you're being toxic. He called me toxic too, everyone. Apparently I'm toxic. And I'm like, yes, I said that, but like, why are we like keeping like receipts? I'm like yet again, because I'm just so shocked how something so small escalated into this huge ass thing. And then he's like, you know, and I'm tired of you asking me what's wrong all the time. Like, you can start the conversation. We had this conversation the other day. He's like, sometimes I just want you to just hug me. Sometimes I just want alone time. And then he's like, sometimes I do want you to ask me what's wrong. And I'm just like, okay, so how am I supposed to know what you want? Do you want me to ask you? And he's like, no, you should just know. Like, you're my boyfriend. And I'm just like, so I'm toxic for working through things and communicating and proposing solutions and asking questions and listening receptively and apologizing for things. That's toxic. But having to guess what you want in a given situation, that's not toxic. Please elaborate. So it just like, it kept going, it just kept punch after punch after punch. And I'm just like, well, I'm just confused. What do you want from me? Because like, do you want me to keep like cooking and cleaning and doing all this stuff for you? Like, is that like too controlling? Like, I don't understand what you want if you don't want me to like, I'm just so confused now because it just turned into like an argument of like, I don't make him happy. And then he's like, no, now there you go, you're spinning this whole thing, you're blowing it up. And I'm just like, no, I'm just genuinely like curious as to why, like, what this means. Because, and he's like, you know what it means, it's not like, and I'm like, then he starts backpedaling. And then it's just like, and then thank God, the saving grace was Darby got into these like probiotic chews that came in the mail, and she ate all of them. She ate like 60 of them, and that like provided like a distraction for the rest of the night because like I was so like freaked out and like upset and like had no clue like what to do and like what to tell my sister, and like so that like provided a distraction for the night. And then like this morning when we woke up, like I like, you know, did that to him. Like I went to Pound Town and I had to drop him off at work Saturday, and I forgot to text him when I like got here, so like now he's pissed off because like I didn't text him. So like now we're back, now since we're alone and we're like able to think about like everything that happened, now he's like pissed off. So whatever. So here I am at the house, the apartment, doing 3 loads of laundry, sweeping. I just unpacked everything and put back where it was. All this shit by myself again, no help at all. I'm like, I have to go back to my place so I can switch some clothes for the week because I'm tired of wearing the same shit all the time. And then I have to go back to my sister's to check on the dogs one last time. And then I have to come back here, and then I have to go and pick him up from work. So I have to do all this shit. All this shit. And I'm not taking any frustration out on him. I'm not complaining at all to him. I'm not even asking for help. Yet I'm the controlling and toxic one. All right. And I told him on Monday, I was like, I really want you to take me out on a date this weekend, because I brought that up as well. I was like, I feel like you don't do any like romantic gestures for me. Like, he's never once written me a letter. He's never gotten me a card. He's never gotten me flowers. He's never gotten me like a stuffed animal. He's never gotten me like a present. Like, okay, that's a lie. He's gotten me 2 presents. The first one was something he had already that he just gave to me. And then the second thing was he bought me like this little Hello Kitty charm that I have on my lunchbox. Okay, that's a lie. And then he bought me this, the third thing was he bought this like Saturn like light, but I think he bought it for himself and he didn't like it, so he just gave it to me. Like, that's what I actually think happened. In the span of being together for 4 months. That's all he's given to me. He's never taken me on a date. He has never drove us to a place taken me out to dinner without telling me where we're going and paid for the bill. Never. So, what the fuck are we? Because when he says, well, I don't want you to react to my life choices, well, that's a part of being someone's partner, is holding them accountable for things they say. He says he doesn't want to drink. He says he doesn't want to get pressured into drinking. And he comes back with beer breath. So if you don't want me to hold you accountable for your actions, and you don't want me to have an opinion about your personal life, then I don't think you want a boyfriend. I think what you want is someone, I think you want a maid and you want a friends with benefits. That's what you want. You want a live-in maid who you can fuck whenever you want. So it's like, this is like just a really like pivotal moment for me, because I feel like absolute shit. I feel like genuinely absolute shit when it comes to this relationship. Like, yeah, I've probably done my fair share of shitty, toxic things, but I've been putting in a lot of effort. A lot of fucking effort. Physical effort, mental effort, emotional effort. Today, or yesterday, in that morning, I wrote him this nice letter, and he just threw it in a drawer. He's just like, oh, thanks for the letter. And I'm just like, I wrote that because the other day you were like, oh, like, I like when you, like, write me, like, long romantic things. So, okay, boom, I did something. Thanking him for, like, doing this whole house sitting shit with me this whole week because he didn't really want to do it. So it's like, and that's like what I was trying to get at, is like, do you just want me to stop trying? Do you want me to just stop actively participating in this relationship? Do you just want me to keep my mouth shut? And then you get pissed off at me for keeping my mouth shut and not talking and not starting conversations. So it's just like, what the fuck do you want from me? You, like, you say you want this, but then you're like, no, I don't want this actually. I've been like having like a lot of visions about like the number 8, and he is a life path 8, and tomorrow is September 8th. And I really think that like, I think tomorrow might be the day. I think tomorrow might actually be the day that like I break up with him. Because I can't, this is just so not fair to me at the end of the day. I don't care about him at this point. This is not fair to me. I deserve to be treated and loved as as someone's partner, and not treated like I'm a parent or treated like I'm a best friend. It's just like really upsetting. Like that is some like deep shit right there. That's some deep shit. Because none of this, and I want to preface, like, none of this affects me as a person. Like, when I step outside of this house and I'm at work, or I'm at my own home, or I'm in the world, it doesn't affect who I am. It doesn't affect me mentally or physically. But when I'm in this relationship and when I'm with him, that is how my self-esteem and how I am being affected, because now the bond that we once had is tainted, because now I feel like you're starting to resent me. I feel like you're starting to hold things against me in hopes to start an argument or to win an argument. And that's not cool. Because I don't do shit like that. So we'll see what happens, chickadees. I'm just trying to take it easy. Oh, so anyways, I said I wanted to go on a date, right? He hasn't said anything about it. He forgot. He forgot. And I told myself, if he didn't take me out on a date this weekend and he forgets about it, I'm breaking up with him. Because that 100% tells me that he does not view me as a priority in his life. He views me as something he views me as like that. Like just, like a fly. Like, ugh. So, it's whatever. And like I told him to like if we were to break up, like I'd be friends with him or like maintain like I don't even think like after what he said to me yesterday, I really don't even think like I would want to have contact with him. Like I never want to see you again because you don't like me. You genuinely don't like me. If that's the shit that you're saying about me and thinking about me in your head, you think I'm some like big bad toxic person, then why the fuck are you in a relationship with me? Why the fuck are you still here? Leave. If you're tired of this and this is not what you want, then go back to your old life. Go back to having your best friends, drinking every weekend, sniffing poppers, doing drugs, smoking cigarettes. Yeah, that was all doing great for you. Spending a shit ton of money. Good. Go do that. If that's what you think will bring you like a purpose in life and that will fill your soul, and that's your soul's purpose, is to just party and have a good time in life, by all means go. But that's not my purpose in life. That's not what I want in life. So we have two separate values and we have to separate because our values do not align. It's as simple. It's as simple. It's no hard feelings. It's like, it's not even like, I'm not even judging the person. I'm not even judging you. If that's what you want to do, that's what you can do. But I don't want to be a part of it. So unfortunately, I have to leave. This was tough, guys. This was tough. Thanks for sticking around if you stayed in this video. Like, I probably seem like I'm a crazy person, like, fantasizing and, like, talking through a breakup with you guys. Like, I'm probably not actually gonna break up with him because, like I said, like, we're just that toxic couple. But yeah, so I'm gonna finish my laundry. Bye!